really be interested in an ageing, brilliantine stick insect like you.
British sitcoms rarely get as much worldwide love as Fawlty Towers. Yet so many strange stories and behind-the-scenes quirks drift just out of view, even for superfans. Here's a countdown of the oddest, funniest, and most surprising facts from this legendary hotel comedy. Number 1. Basil and Sybil's marriage was modeled on office politics. Let's go back to 1975, behind the crisp counter at Fawlty Towers, where every word between Basil and Sybil crackled with workplace tension more than wedded bliss. John Cleese and Connie crafted their infamous couple not as sparring lovers, but as a pitch-perfect parody of dysfunctional British management. Inspired by Cleese's sharp-eyed encounters with bureaucratic hotels and blundering bosses, their marriage became a masterclass in passive-aggressive power games. You rarely saw affection as you might in other sitcoms. What viewers got instead was a bracing performance of thin smiles, clipped retorts, and icy banter. It was a dynamic that felt all too real to anyone who'd ever worked a job with confusing bosses or office politics gone sour. The genius? It wasn't just about laughs. Their sour partnership lent each episode a crackling authenticity, planting Fawlty Towers firmly in the real world, where authority and respect can vanish with a single biting comment. And with only 12 episodes aired across 2 seasons, the effect was potent and unforgettable. Next, let's peel back another layer of this sharply written world. Number 2. The Germans episode faced censorship. A fire bell shrieks, and suddenly Basil Fawlty is goose-stepping through the lobby. Absurd, unforgettable, and controversial. In 1975, the Germans episode exploded onto British screens as part of Fawlty Towers' first season. Its infamous "Don't mention the war" gag caught even the BBC off guard. Jokes about World War II were still raw for many, sparking swift backlash and calls for the episode's removal from syndication. Viewers complained, managers bristled, and executives pondered whether British comedy had gone too far this time. But John Cleese and the writing team refused to apologize. Their sharp-edged humor didn't just survive, it defined the show's legacy. The Germans episode has since become one of the most dissected 28 minutes in sitcom history. It's the reason Fawlty Towers is praised for pushing boundaries, forcing uncomfortable laughter, and cementing itself as cult TV. As laughter echoes down the corridor, you can feel the risk in every line, a risk that forever altered what British comedy could get away with. Next up, we see just how far those boundaries would stretch. Number 3. The production counted on Ad-Libs. Chaos in the halls of Fawlty Towers was never just scripted. It was an open invitation to mayhem. John Cleese's Basil, forever frazzled and flailing, thrived when things veered off-book. Though the show's scripts, penned mostly by Cleese and Connie were famously meticulous, physical comedy was fertile ground for improvisation. The cast leaped in with wild energy, particularly during brawls and slapstick sequences. In one classic moment from 1975, Basil explodes in frustration and beats his car with a tree branch. That madcap eruption wasn't written, but pure Cleese on the edge, leaving the crew barely able to contain laughter behind the scenes. This ad-lib spark made each panic and pratfall feel immediate, almost dangerous, and totally real. It's the secret sauce that keeps Fawlty Towers so vibrantly rewatchable after all these years. Quick laughs, sharp movements, and a sense that at any second, order could shatter again, setting the stage for whatever disaster came next. Number 4. Cleese grew his own mustache by accident. Slip on a crisp blazer and think back to the iconic scowl of Basil Fawlty. That thick black mustache was almost as famous as the man himself. But here's a secret. In 1975, when Fawlty Towers first graced BBC Two, John Cleese hadn't planned on that stick-on. Early filming snuck up on him, and with no time to grow his own proper mustache, he wore an artificial one for the first episodes. Fans with a sharp eye might notice its stiffness or how it shifts in the hotel chaos. When Season 2 rolled around in 1979, Cleese let his own facial hair grow, perfecting the Basil look for good. For the true connoisseur, tracking the subtle change, from fake to genuine, is a hidden game across just 12 classic episodes. It's one of those little details that gives old TV a heartbeat, an oddball quirk for fans who relish the chase. Up next, we dig even deeper into Fawlty Towers' oddball legacy. Number 5. The fire drill scene was shot with real guests. When the fire alarm clanged in the Fawlty Towers episode The Germans, chaos erupted, and not just on camera. Producers wanted mayhem, so they pressed real guests from the Gleneagles Hotel into service as extras. Guests in for an ordinary 1975 retreat suddenly found themselves dodging John Cleese's manic Basil, startled as he barked orders and slung slapstick their way. Many of the faces wide-eyed in panic during that infamous drill weren't acting at all. The confusion, the startled double takes, all of it soared with the authenticity you just can't fake. It's the kind of sly genius that gave Fawlty Towers its raw, unscripted edge. Just picture the guests trying to dodge Manuel or keep a straight face in front of Sybil, never realizing they'd be comedy history in action. The realism of those genuinely rattled extras only cranked the frenzy higher, leaving us with some of the most iconic, unscripted laughter in sitcom history. Next up, the chaos continues, with another tale from behind the lobby doors. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever watch Fawlty Towers or join a real-life mayhem like that? If you were in a TV episode as an unsuspecting extra, what show would you choose? Drop your memories and wish I was there moments below. Number 6. The show had American network offers, but refused. Imagine this. Fawlty Towers, that lightning-in-a-bottle British comedy, almost packed its mismatched suitcases for America. After the show's second season wrapped in 1979, major U.S. networks came knocking, eager to fund a third run and bring Basil's signature chaos stateside. But John Cleese and Connie held firm. For them, Fawlty Towers was meant to burn bright but brief. 12 episodes crafted over 2 seasons. That was the plan. More would mean stretching the farce too thin, risking the same perfect timing and sharp writing that made Sybil's glare or Basil's slapstick so iconic. From the infamous "Don't Mention the War" episode to the classic Moosehead mishap. Some Britcom fans grieved the lost adventures of the staff at Torquay's worst hotel, but others still praise Cleese and Booth's uncompromising vision. The show's legacy remains untarnished, its reputation built on what we saw, not on what was left behind. It leaves you wondering what strange stories might have unfolded if Fawlty Towers had checked in for another season. Number 7. John Cleese's wife played a biting rival. The clang of a bell and the icy snap of Mrs. Richards echo through the halls of Fawlty Towers. In the beloved episode Communication Problems, audiences watched as Joan Sanderson, playing the inflexible and argumentative Mrs. Richards, traded gleeful barbs with John Cleese's tightly wound Basil Fawlty. What most viewers never realized, Sanderson was not just an acting partner, but Cleese's real-life wife at the time. The invisible thread of their real connection lent a dazzling spark to every snipe and sardonic glance. That episode, which first aired in 1979 during the show's short but legendary run on BBC Two, quickly earned cult status for its relentless volley of sharp dialogue and quotable exchanges. Their on-screen warfare was so crisp, you could almost hear the audience leaning closer to savor each deliciously awkward moment. Looking back, it's clear that their private spark made for comedy gold. Secrets behind the set often make the best stories, and this one simmered right in front of our noses, all while Mrs. Richards demanded silence, and Basil did anything but oblige. Number 8. The series broke from standard sitcom filming. Imagine the sound of a busy hotel lobby, but behind the scenes, something is different. In the golden age of 70s British television, most sitcoms stuck to the classic 3-camera setup. But Fawlty Towers, debuting in 1975 on BBC Two, took a unique path. Directors decided to use a slightly more intricate studio camera strategy and filmed entirely on videotape. This choice created an energy you could feel, fluid, unrestrained, with the camera gliding through the mayhem instead of standing obediently by. That approach let John Cleese's manic physical comedy explode off the screen, trapping us right inside Basil's frenzied world with no escape. Each door slam and wild chase felt immediate, as if the walls of the Torquay Hotel were closing in. It was part of what made Fawlty Towers feel so intense, so wonderfully claustrophobic, and so unlike anything else on TV at the time. As you watch Basil's next meltdown, it's clear. A simple camera tweak created a legacy of comedy chaos. Number 9. Andrew Sachs suffered serious burns on set. The set of Fawlty Towers could be a perilous place, as Andrew Sachs learned firsthand. Cast as the lovable and hapless Manuel, Sachs faced real danger in 1975 while filming the iconic episode The Germans. During a chaotic fire stunt in the kitchen, flames unexpectedly leapt up, catching his jacket and setting his back alight. The accident sent Sachs to the hospital with serious burns, turning a moment of slapstick into a genuine emergency. Most actors would have balked at returning, but not Sachs. Remarkably, he refused to let the mishap stop him. Bandaged and still in pain, he was back on set soon after, determined to see the series through. His courage behind the scenes earned him immense respect from both cast and crew, including John Cleese, who often credits Sachs for the show's greatest comedic moments. That kind of dedication brought an extra layer of awe to Manuel's every pratfall, forever blurring the line between comedy and real-life danger on the studio floor. Number 10. The hotel's sign changed as a running gag. Before a single word is spoken, Fawlty Towers lets you in on the joke. With every new episode, the hotel's sign out front is a little bit off. Letters dropped, scrambled, or rearranged into strange new phrases like watery fowls or flowery twats. It's a clever, silent laugh for viewers who are sharp-eyed and tuned in. This running gag came straight from the show's title sequence designers back in 1975. They wanted an instant visual punchline, something cheeky and unmistakably British, to tip you off that chaos reigned inside. Audiences still argue about their favorite version, but the beauty was in the unpredictability. Every week, you checked the sign just to see what kind of nonsense would greet you. Like Basil's manic service, the ever-changing sign captured the show's spirit. Witty, subversive, always a step ahead. Next time, pay close attention before the action starts. Even the front of the building brims with character at Fawlty Towers. Number 11. Sybil's laugh was an accident that stuck. Sybil Fawlty's laugh crashed through the stuffy air of Torquay's most dysfunctional hotel like a glass shattering on tile. There was never a moment in the Fawlty Towers scripts that called for that shrill, wicked cackle. Prunella Scales felt it out in the chaos, surprising everyone on set during a 1975 shoot. Her first unscripted fit of laughter slipped neatly into the mayhem, and the writers instantly knew they had struck comic gold. From then on, Sybil's laugh was not just permitted, it was expected, anchoring her character's power and timing with something as sharp as a slap and as sly as a wink. Audiences never knew it was all improvisation, a burst of performer's instinct that turned a harried, gossipy hotelier into TV's most unforgettable force of nature. Fawlty Towers ran for only 12 episodes, but Sybil's laugh echoes in sitcom lore. It's living proof that sometimes television's best moments are the ones that are the least planned. And with every electric peal of laughter, you sensed anything could happen next. Number 12. The infamous Moosehead was a real prop disaster. The clang of a toppled prop, a burst of unscripted laughter, few moments on British television capture accident, and genius colliding quite like the infamous Moosehead fiasco from Fawlty Towers. In the 1975 episode The Builders, viewers watched as John Cleese, playing the ever-flustered Basil Fawlty, battled to hang a stuffed moose head atop the reception wall. What no one watching could have guessed. Nothing went to plan. Cleese truly fumbled, tripping over lines and props while the set seemed to fight back. Instead of reshooting, the chaotic disaster was woven right into the final cut. Audiences roared because it felt so real, because it was. Years before YouTube existed, this blunder became legendary, replayed on VHS tapes and BBC reruns, renowned for turning mayhem into comedy gold. Even now, fans swear the magic of Fawlty Towers is in these unscripted, authentic blips. Sometimes the best television stumbles its way into history, one moose head at a time. Next, we dive where classic mishaps meet sheer brilliance. Number 13. Connie Booth co-wrote every script but almost missed out. The gentle hum of Fawlty Towers is hard to picture without Polly. Yet, there was a time Connie Booth almost never stepped onto that iconic hotel set. While the world knows her as the patient, quick-witted receptionist, few realize Booth also co-wrote every episode of the show's famed 2 seasons, aired in 1975 and 1979. Early on, BBC execs hesitated to cast her, worried about blending the roles of actor and writer. But Booth's comedic timing and invisible glue with John Cleese not only earned her the role, but became the backbone of the show's charm. Their scripts warped the world into madcap farce without ever losing a real beating heart. Looking back, knowing Booth nearly missed her chance feels unthinkable. The hotel's wild shenanigans made us laugh, but Polly reminded us, grace under pressure is sometimes the story you remember most. What other classic was almost rewritten by fate? Number 14. Only 12 episodes were ever made. A door slams, the lobby bell rings, and instantly you're in the madcap world of Fawlty Towers. What's astonishing is that this British comedy legend, with its unforgettable mishaps at a Torquay hotel, exists in just 12 episodes, split across two. Sharply crafted seasons in 1975 and 1979, every punchline, meltdown, and manual moment was the result of painstaking perfectionism. John Cleese and Connie refused to write filler. If the script didn't soar, it was simply binned. Maybe that's why each rewatch still feels fresh and frantic, right down to the shambolic goose chase through the dining room or Basil's epic rants. There was no room for mediocrity, only razor-sharp wit and deliberately tiny doses. Fans hungry for more have spent decades savoring every repeat, quoting lines word for word to friends who get the joke. With so little to go around, Fawlty Towers became a tiny, perfect treasure, a comedic gem that left us all laughing but always wanting just one more night at the hotel. Number 15. The hotel was based on a real place from Cleese's stay. Picture the uproar of confusion and indignation behind the counter, because Fawlty Towers, with all its misadventures, was drawn directly from life. The inspiration for this legendary sitcom came in 1971 when John Cleese, along with the Monty Python team, stayed at the Gleneagles Hotel in Torquay. It was there that Cleese encountered Donald Sinclair, the hotel's real owner, whose unfiltered rudeness and bizarre management style left an unforgettable mark. Cleese would later describe Sinclair as the rudest man I've ever met, a statement that almost feels like an understatement once you've watched just a single episode of Fawlty Towers. Sinclair's peculiar hospitality powered the birth of Basil Fawlty, transforming this once obscure Devon hotel into the unintentional birthplace of television's most iconic and chaotic innkeeper. Every cringe-worthy moment and awkward exchange first played out in reality before making their way to British screens in 1975. Sometimes the truth is even more unruly than fiction. And so, the legend of Fawlty Towers was born from real footsteps over creaky Torquay floorboards.